Welcome to PWNED, she's Sian Welby.
And he's TV's Matt Cuttle.
That's right, I am. Coming up on this iteration of the show, we learn how the Frostbite 2 engine was integral to the development of Battlefield 3 and Need for Speed The Run.
Matt goes back to where Battlefield 3 began with Patrick Bach.
Celebrities from TV and sport share their wisdom about their ultimate football team.
The PWNED computer gets to grips with another victim, interviewee.
And Sian and myself challenge each other via the medium of Autolog.
We were going to have a bare-knuckle fist fight, but it seemed inappropriate.
First up, if you haven't heard the news, Mass Effect 3 is coming with a 4-player online co-op mode.
That's right, it's called Galaxy at War, and in it you can join the fight against the Reapers and aid Commander Shepard's team by gathering resources.
BioWare's Aaryn Flynn tells us more.
There's all sorts of things you can do in it. You pick a race, you can choose a class, you choose upgrades and customizations, you've got weapons you can choose, and there's maps you can explore with your friends and have a lot of fun playing. We can't wait to get it in people's hands.
And you can get your hands on that on March the 9th.
And I genuinely cannot wait. It's going to be ace. Battlefield 3 is out now on consoles and PC, and the team over at DICE probably have far too much time on their hands now. I mean, what are they going to do?
Who knows? Anyway, Matt caught up with Patrick Bach to get the inside info on DICE's epic development journey.
So, Patrick, the game's finally out. I guess this has been quite a long journey for you.
Oh yes, we've been developing this game for several years now, and especially the Frostbite 2 engine has been developed even further actually. So yeah, it's very exciting.
So now that the game's done, does it end here for you, or is there more to come?
No, absolutely not. I think this is one of the biggest changes for DICE as a studio. We always kind of finished our games and you took a deep breath and what do we do now? That's not the case this time around. We actually started to build some of the expansion packs even before we were done with the game. We have a full game team that is on standby to pick up any feedback from the community on what they want to see changed in the game for the future. And we have a lot of people focusing on the post-launch. And of course, if we find anything in the game that is broken or anything that is unbalanced, then of course we get right on it.
After all this development, all the years you put into Battlefield 3, do you think there's almost like a hangover in the office now from not knowing quite what to do?
So it feels a bit sad because we had a lot of fun developing the game. But then again, we have all these people working on the post-launch stuff, making sure that our expansions packs are on par with the product or even better. So there's a lot of positive feelings in the office right now.
We've been to DICE a couple of times and we haven't seen any evidence of Battlefield 4 or anything else. Is there a secret flaw that you haven't shown us yet?
Well, maybe, because if we had one, I wouldn't tell you, would I? Well, we have several projects ongoing at DICE that you apparently haven't seen that are secret, so I can't talk about those. And of course, the Battlefield series will live on, both with the whole post-launch campaign, but also looking at future Battlefield products.
Come to think of it, when we were at DICE, do you remember there was that room that they wouldn't let us through?
Yeah.
And on the door it had a big number 4 on it. What was all that about?
I have no idea.
Anyway, great team those guys at DICE.
Speaking of which, Ultimate Team.
See what you did there?
Yes, Ultimate Team is available for the first time on the disc with FIFA 12. So we thought we'd pick the brains of celebrities and footballers at a recent party to find out who'd make it into their Ultimate Footy team.
My ultimate team, I would have to have Wayne Rooney in it.
New haircut, so it's going to look fresh as well.
Peter Schmeichel in goal.
I'll have Seaman.
Grobbelaar in goal, in his prime. Me and Rio centre back.
Cristiano Ronaldo in there as well.
Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo, we've got to bring him in. He's got the feet, so the feet are just like...
Pele.
Dalglish.
Messi.
Lionel Messi, the greatest player ever alive.
Diego Maradona in there.
Souness.
Rio Ferdinand, Vidic. In fact, any Man United player.
Giggs, he's been the man from day. He's got speedy legs.
Nah. So I'll have to get a place for Bobby Moore in there.
I'll have Nesta at the back.
Torres, when he's got long hair, short hair, can't play for Jack.
Henry up front, has to be Henry as an Arsenal fan.
Dennis Bergkamp's, the Patrick Vieira's.
Patrick Vieira, because he's just hangs, he just stands there like, what?
Mark Overmars.
Mark Overmars, gelled hair, slicks back.
Dennis Bergkamp, Arsenal legend. Michael Thomas, yeah, controversial, I know.
I think Zidane definitely in the middle of the park there.
Creativity, shoot from range. Martin Peters.
David Beckham, in my opinion.
Trevor Brooking. Desai.
Yeah, let's go for Desai. Ronaldo.
Not the Portuguese one, the Brazilian one.
Cafu right back, Roberto Carlos left back, Ronaldinho.
Oh, Ronaldinho, yeah. We don't.
Rivaldo.
Oh, but they're going to be on my team, so they're not going to be on your team.
My team.
So we have a non-Liverpool player in there? No, we won't. I'm happy. Thank you.
I have to agree with Otis there. I think my ultimate team would be the entire Liverpool squad when they were prolific in the 80s.
How things change, eh? OK, it's time for the Pwn computer to get cosy with another victim. This time it's one of the team from the upcoming action puzzler, Warp. Unusual.
Identify yourself.
My name's Julia Pung. I work in marketing at Trapdoor.
Do you have any pets?
I have a cat that I like way too much. His name is Fry.
What is your favourite game of all time?
My favourite game of all time is Phantasy Star for the Sega Master System.
What game would you like to see made into a movie?
Ghosts and Goblins.
Have you had any gaming accidents?
I have. I actually once threw a Wii remote at a TV and broke it while I was playing bowling.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Am I boring you?
I usually get a nice handsome man to speak to.
Well, you gotta live with me, I guess.
Stand by. Updating firmware. Hi, sexy. How are you doing?
Wait, what? Hold on a second. I'm a little confused.
I don't know what to do with that. Sian?
If you're enjoying Battlefield 3, then you'll also be revelling in the delights its Frostbite 2 engine has to offer.
That engine is also under the bonnet of Need for Speed The Run, so we got developers from DICE and Black Box to explain to us just how it translates from rifles to racing.
Since Battlefield 3 is the true successor to Battlefield 2, we needed to make everything bigger and better, basically. So we needed to develop new technology for doing that. So one of those things is streaming the content into the maps. With that, we can build the biggest map we've ever done before. And I think that's something that you also benefit a lot from, right?
Definitely. For Need for Speed, the concept that we went with, the coast-to-coast race, really couldn't have been built without scale. In order to pull off what we need to do, we basically doubled the length of our tracks. We quadrupled the number of textures, wow. 4 times the number of objects. So the scale for us just wasn't achievable on our old engine. And it's the terrain system that you guys developed, obviously, that allows us to basically have our vistas that we have. When you drive down the highways, you can see for miles out in the desert, you can see for miles out in the mountains, and it really sells that sense of journey in Need for Speed.
I mean, the destruction enables us now to do things that no one else is able to do, really. Like, just seeing other players from playing other shooters coming into Battlefield, where, when I play Battlefield now, it's natural for me to just go through the walls. It's kind of cool to see how that also is implemented in Need for Speed.
Yeah, for sure. In Need for Speed, it basically allowed us to create the epic journey we wanted to create for Jack as he's on this coast-to-coast race. Car racing has often been a very sterile environment, doing laps around a circuit. And as a genre, I don't think we've actually made the advancements that you guys have made yet. So for us, it was all about harnessing that power to create objects you smash through on shortcuts, or whether you're driving down Chicago and you're being chased by a helicopter and cars are blowing up and you're seeing pillars explode all along the drive. It really has allowed us to set the bar a little bit higher as a racing game across the board.
So we wrote the whole rendering engine from scratch, and that enables us to have more light sources to make it more cinematic. We can do both indoor and outdoor lighting, so you see actually real shadows going around the game. And just with the destruction, we have all these explosions and the smoke coming out. We needed the particles, so the effects look really good as well, like really cinematic.
And obviously, Frostbite rendering was very key for us in Need for Speed to be able to sell the epic nature of the journey from the West Coast to the East Coast. So, you have the beautiful vistas of Yosemite, you have the dust storms that you go through, you have the mountain passes and the billowing clouds of fog and snow, and that grand scale actually boils down to some of the smaller pieces that I think the players will pick up on, which is, the tire spray going through a thunderstorm in the plains and picking up the lighting off that. Chicago, there's blasting pillars and dust and picking up the lights from the taillights and the headlights of the car, and the dynamic lighting as you go into New York at sunset, and It's just an amazing vista of visual environment from start to finish that, you know, it really sells the journey the player goes on in this race.
When developing Frostbite 2, we needed to push the level of immersion of the game. One of the key elements for immersion is obviously sound. Everything has to be done dynamically, and that's what our engine actually does with the audio. So you can actually distinguish what gun the sound comes from, what distance, what direction it's coming from.
Building from the bigger beats of the journey, you know, whether it be a thunderstorm or an avalanche, down to, you know, the little rock pebble sounds as you drive over a shortcut, or the whine of the engine as you shift gears. What it's allowed us to do is basically build more and more layers of sound. That the inputs are coming from the right places, and that as you pass by a given sound or explosion or hear something in the distance, that it feels right and it feels balanced, and you get the perception and that everything's working as a package.
So we looked at this sports game actually, looking at FIFA and Madden, and what they've done, like the players when they're running around, you know, kicking the ball, it looks so realistic. And imagine that we took that animation system and brought that into a shooter game. So when the soldiers are running around, gunning each other, it looks so fluid, so realistic.
And then for us, you know, we start the game and it's a very tense, cinematic moment, and Frostbite basically has allowed us to create that very human aspect, which was one of our key tenets for the game, and really bring the emotion out in Jack as he opens the game up. And beyond that, I mean, as we've described some of the moments you go through over the course, a lot of them are very animated moments, and so the animation engine of Frostbite has allowed us to pull off some of these moments and these epic beats in that part of the journey that we wouldn't have been otherwise able to pull off. We knew the game we wanted to make. We looked at a number of different options, and Frostbite 2 was the one that allowed us to develop the concept and build the game that we wanted to do. You know, what we've delivered this year we're very proud of, but we see even greater things in the future. You know, the run is just the start of what we think we can do with Frostbite.
It was very cold in there. In fact, so cold, one of our crew members lost a couple of his toes, ironically, to frostbite.
Sticking with the chilly theme, we're now racing on the snowy level of Need for Speed The Run in the demo. Now, we've been playing it for the last week or so and enjoying the delights of Autolog, which basically tracks your stats and records your race times so you can compete with your friends online.
Now, ever since it was available to download, we thought we'd try and get the fastest lap time between the two of us.
We did, so let's have a look at the board. As we can see, annoyingly, Sian, as Welb's 1986, is in the lead there.
Oh yeah!
Blue Monkey 74 in second place there is our executive producer Matt Birkby, and I saw him a couple of days ago at the Frostbite shoot and told him I'd beaten him by 4 seconds. He said he wasn't bothered, but he obviously was, because look, he's a second and a half ahead of me in third place.
Yeah, but Matt, it's not that second and a half you need to worry about, is it?
No.
Oh no, it's those 4 seconds you need to catch up on with my score.
Yeah, so the only way to do that is to do it now here in the studio. Sian, the challenge is on.
Bring it on, Matt.
Let's do it. Right, we're off. So we're racing in a Lambo. We've got to get down the mountain with avoiding all the avalanches as well.
And as you can see there, you've got rewind ×5, so you've got 5-second chances there in case you go terribly, terribly wrong.
But at the moment, I'm slightly ahead of you. 0.1.
Oh, what's going on? No.
Okay, I've got to get down here now. This is a bad bit.
Now you have to really brake.
Because you brake, and it feels like you're not going to stop.
And then you have to make it up and get the boost back on. Oh, don't go over the edge.
Okay, and that's right. Okay, so now I've lost time in that. You took that corner better than me. I
see, that must be where I went right there. I fluked that first corner.
Okay, I'm now slightly ahead of you again. This is tough at the moment. First lot of avalanches coming down. Now that opponent there, I'm not too bothered about him. I genuinely am more bothered about the people on Autolog, friends and colleagues that I want to be better than and get a higher time on. Okay, round to the left.
And here we have the avalanches and big chunks of snow falling into your face.
In my face, but I am ahead of you again. It's very close though. It's neck and neck right now. It really is.
Oh, I'm getting sweaty palms and I'm not even playing.
Oh my word, I've got sweat. This, I always
watch
catch
the
this
ice
bit.
now! Get in, get back in. Watch those rocks, Matt. Keep it together. Through the middle, through the middle. Oh, you need to do a rewind.
All right. Right, okay. So I'm going to rewind now. I get 5 of these. If I run out of them, it's gone. So a little bit of a cheat, I think, for me here, just to get back and try and claw that time back and try not to crash into that boulder. Learn where they come and don't hit them again. Right.
Don't let that car there distract you there, that's just
What, the
ramming
one
you off.
ramming me to the left?
Yeah.
It's quite hard. It's not to get distracted, to be honest. Okay, this bit always gets me. Right.
Stay focused.
Better,
Come on,
better.
dude. Right, stay to the left.
And then middle, isn't it?
And through the middle of those two rocks.
Memorise these
Got
rocks.
them in there. Oh, he's gone past you again.
Certainly has. Right, still 3 seconds behind you. It's not the end of the world. I don't know if you
Come on,
mucked up
Matt.
later
Mirror
on.
signal manoeuvre. You're driving like an old woman.
Well, come on. Right, let's get round here.
They certainly haven't gritted the roads.
They haven't, no, exactly. It's like winter in the UK. And it is like 17 years since I passed my test, though, so. Right.
Ooh.
Might sound old, doesn't it?
Right, stick to the left,
Left,
now, remember?
left.
Oh,
Right.
that was quite good, I have to say.
That
It's
sounded
very
really
tight.
Oh, that was quite good, Matt. Patronised. Right, let's get round here. Okay, we're coming up to the end, and then there's this little cheeky one here I need to avoid. Right, go through. I'm not going to do it, you know. I've tried my best.
Boost! Oh, there's 3 seconds!
Don't sound like you're upset that I'm not beating you. She's done it. Have I beat Matt Birkby, though, our exec? And let's look at the board. Here it comes.
Okay.
Autolog, moment of truth.
Bum, bum,
Stay in
bum.
third. Great. 3:23.01. I gained 0.67 on my previous attempt, though, so at least I'm getting there. Maybe tonight I'll spend all night trying to beat you. How about that?
Welb's 1986 is just 3.3 seconds away. Well, that's it for another show. Remember, you can subscribe to us by clicking on the yellow box somewhere around there. And of course, get in contact with us, perhaps to talk about how rubbish Matt is at Need for Speed The Run. All you need to do is email us at pwned@ea.com.
Or if you want to comment on how smug Sian is being about being top of my speed wall there, you can at twitter.com/electronic arts.
Or perhaps you'd like a bit of a chat about how bad a loser Matt is. All you need to do is find us on Facebook, facebook.com/electronic arts UK.
We'll see you next month.
Where Matt will still be desperately trying to beat my score.
Bye.
Bye.